Hey guys, I've accomplished two things. I've gotten 40,000 subscribers and I have now been in the Philippines for 6 years. So first off, I want to give a big thanks to all my subscribers. The growth has been continuous. At times it's been high, at times it's been low, but it has been continuous, and I appreciate all the support. I never imagined when I started this channel with a few subscribers that it would ever get to 40,000. So I'm happy about that. I'm happy for all the support, and I'll continue to make videos at the present time. At some point I do want to stop vlogging, but that time is not yet. But mostly I want to talk about being in the Philippines for 6 years now. 6 years is a long time to be away from your home country. And in that 6 years, there has been ups and downs, mostly ups. But like anywhere, you know, whether I was still in the US or if I would have stayed in Vietnam, there would have been ups and downs as well. So overall, I am very happy with the decision I made. Of course, I miss things like family and different foods and the way things are run sometimes, but overall, I can't beat the Philippines. So when I first got here to the Philippines back in 2016, I started off as teaching English, as many of you know. I technically wasn't really teaching English. I was training Filipino teachers in English pronunciation. I was helping write curriculum for the school. I was doing proofreading, things like that. And that job went on to be a little over 2 years, and it started to be a little bit too much routine, kind of the thing I was trying to get away from in the US. So I thought I would change things up. I thought maybe it's the Philippines. Maybe it's not really the job, maybe it's the Philippines. So I went to Vietnam and I stayed there for 6 months. And I was teaching English there, and I enjoyed Vietnam immensely, but the language barrier was an issue at times, and that led me back to the Philippines to take a quick trip. And I was homesick of a few things, you know, one being able to go anywhere and speak English at any time for the most part, and another just the overall friendliness of the Filipino people. So those two deciding factors made me pack my bags from Vietnam and come back to the Philippines. And this time around I decided, okay, I'm not going to just stay in one place. At that point I had became mobile. I was teaching English online. I had just started vlogging. There wasn't much income to it whatsoever, and so I was teaching English online. So I ended up popping into Angeles for a little while. I popped into Makati. I went into Tagaytay. Then I went back to Cebu. Then I went to Davao, General Santos, Cagayan de Oro, Iligan City. Spent some time in Bohol, Dumaguete. Then the lockdown occurred, and after the lockdown I went back to Cebu, but this time not in Cebu City but into Mactan, Newtown. From there, typhoon hit and I went back to Davao, and then back to Dumaguete, where I really was only going to make a quick pit stop and visit old friends and drop off my luggage and do my 3-year exit out of the Philippines and come back. Lo and behold, I met Maya, and that's got to be one of the best things that's ever happened to me. And here I still am. And I have talked about in previous videos how you do get a little restless. It might be the military in me. You know, it's just so used to going to new duty stations after 1 year, you know, 2 years overseas in Germany and 1 year in Fort Carson. And, you know, you're just constantly saying goodbye to making new friends, saying goodbye to your friends, and moving on to a new place, new adventures. And I think somehow that's been ingrained in me, that I feel restless after some time. And so Maya and I have some big trips coming up. We were initially going to go to Malaysia, but I was waiting for some money to come into the bank, and when it came in, I said, Maya, are you sure Malaysia's the first trip you want to do together? And she said, well, if I'm being honest, I would actually like to go to Thailand. That's what I'm super excited about. I want to go to Malaysia, but I'm really super excited about Thailand. So check the prices, and voila, we are on our way to Thailand, I think on February 5th, to staying for a week or two. So we do have some travel coming up. I think I'll be heading to Cebu mid-December, and so I'm doing things to get the restlessness out of my system, hopefully. But as long as I can, and I'm able to, then I will travel and see new things and see new places, whether it be in the Philippines or elsewhere. 6 years, I am still very happy here in the Philippines. I have changed my tune a little bit about a few things. One, I see this more as a home base, but I also see myself living in perhaps another country a few months out of the year. Malaysia, Thailand, Vietnam, or perhaps even a combination of several countries. And maybe even at some point expanding beyond that and maybe going into Portugal or Italy or Central America. You know, who knows? But I know time goes quickly in life, and I want to take advantage of it. And I want to see things and go places and meet new people and new adventures. And I'm excited that I have a partner that loves to do those things and has the same mindset, and who's also a big coffee drinker like me. As much as I say I'm a big coffee drinker, really I do 1 cup a day and that's it. It's not like I sit around drinking coffee all day. So 6 years. Another thing that I've discovered, I watched videos like a lot of you before I came out to the Philippines, and it was kind of hammered into my head, you need a good province girl. You need a province girl. Don't bother with city girls. And so, like a lot of you, I was looking for a nice province girl. But I've actually discovered that, you know, people ask me, where is the best place to meet a nice Filipino? I've come to the conclusion that you really could blindfold yourself, put up a map of the Philippines, and throw a dart, and wherever your dart lands, you could find a nice Filipino. Honestly, I no longer think that it's in one certain area. I used to put out videos saying these are the best places to meet a nice Filipino, but I really no longer think that. I think there are nice ones all over. I also no longer think that you really have to have a province girl per se. You know, I think that sometimes actually a few of the best combinations can be a girl who grew up in the province who now is working and living in the city. So she's got a province type of a background and an upbringing, but she's got a little bit of life experience. She's learned responsibility, and she's seen a few things in the world. Also, I think an OFW, Filipino who's maybe worked overseas for a year or a couple of years or whatever, is another great option. They seem to have more life experience, more worldly travel. They know a little bit more about what's going on in life, and you seem to be able to connect with them a little bit more, in my opinion. Again, you could find a nice province girl, you could find a nice girl in the city. I really don't think it matters. I don't think the same way I thought when I first got here, and I think more people probably should be a little bit more open. There can be a girl who's got great family values who lives right dead center in Manila, versus there can be a girl who lives in the province who's a wild girl. You know, you just don't know. So blindfold yourself, put up a map of the Philippines, throw a dart, and I don't think it really matters. I also was in the belief that all Filipino food was terrible. Since then, I've experimented, I've tried new things, and I have found actually quite a few things that I really like. There's quite a few things that I don't like. I mean, if I'm being honest, I love Vietnamese food, I love Thai food, Filipino food is not my favorite, but I have found a lot of dishes that are quite good. You just have to kind of open yourself up and try some things, you know. So anyway, with that, again, a big shout out to my 40,000 subscribers plus. I think it's 40,000 plus now, and it's not as big of growth as some YouTubers, and it's not as small as some other YouTubers, but it's growth, and I'm happy with that, and I'm happy that people still tune in to me to get some travel advice and relationship advice. So I really don't want to give relationship advice anymore. I think there's a few common sense precautionary things you can do, but other than that, you really need to make your own mistakes, and everybody's different and every scenario is different, so you gotta come out here and just go for it, you know. And also a really big shout out for my YouTube subscribers and my Patreon members who support my channel those ways. There are links down in the description. Both offer extra video footage and content, shout outs, behind the scenes footage. I do always reply to any comment from a YouTube member or Patreon member, and also I think on the Patreon side you get like maybe a free coffee mug or free t-shirt depending on which membership you choose, and also a free consultation. So those are some options if you want to help support my channel. I appreciate it. Or if you just want to be a subscriber, I appreciate it no matter what. So again, thank you guys so much, and I'll see you next time.